Shalom, this is Yehudit Goldfarb, continuing the series I'm making of 40 Days of Blessing. This video is to represent the movements I do to remind myself of the blessing energy as it manifests within the word Barcha with the letter Resh in the sefirah of Keter attached to the Resh. So it's like I think of it as moving through four worlds, so that the first one with the bet, like with Bereshit, is like the world of a silut, a nearness to the very top, to the beginning with Bereshit and the bet, and the pointing back of the bet that it says something's before me. I'm going to create a space here in this world, but there's something very important that I'm referring back to, that I'm aligning with in Keter. Keter is really the eternal isness of our being. It's way beyond words, but I'm trying to bring it in movement, some sense of it, of that relationship that we can have, and bring it into the different levels. So in the world of the whole second day is dealing somehow the letter Resh, which is, you can do it as a Resh that you change which foot you're starting with, your left heel off, then down, and the right up, and then down, and the hands go out, and both feet are down. Lifting the head Rosh, and then opening. This is a Resh. 1, 2, and I start on the other side. Resh. And I think of this at some level of the world of, because we lift our head, the world of Bria, of the mind, of the mental world, of the opening, that if you open your mind and open your awareness to a wide perspective, you can see all kinds of blessings and experience lots of blessing by just the noticing of what is. So this is the Resh, and it's a lifting the head and opening. It's very important. And this I combine with the Keter, because I'm still in the top sefirot of Keter, of isness. And I do it like I did with the bait. I take it down through my body, internally, mentally thinking about each part of the body, all the way down the 10 sefirot, including doing a movement for Malchut at least one time, and then going into the Malchut of letting Hashem breathe me, and grounding and integrating that. So let's try it. I'm going to face you for the purposes of the video, for the sequence. So I'm going to start on my left side with my left foot, and then I move to my right for the Keter, and then I'll start on the right side and move to the left for Keter, for the Kamatz. Kamatz again is hands back to back, fingers point towards you, come up and open, and then you go with the Resh behind that. There is a little Kamatz here with a wide top and a short bottom, and then it flips, long bottom and wide top. And it's like really a sense Keter of this corresponds with the crown of our head, and that just being in the moment, totally in the isness of the nowness of our existence. Okay, so Resh first in the place of Keter. Resh, Kamatz, Ara, and then close. And this time I'm going to think in terms of Chachma, bringing this energy into my right brain. starting with the right heel coming off. Resh. And then left side, going to my left brain, Bina, understanding. And then to the right side, to Hesed, loving kindness, openness, abundance. And then to the left side, to Gevura, combined with the Keter. Starting with my left heel coming off. Then here's where we have a choice, because the next one is sefirot in the center. So I'm going to go back to the right side for this. Starting with my right foot. And then for Netzach, which is the right hip and thigh, I'm going to stay on the right side again. Then to the left for hold, left hip and thigh. Netzach is a sense of purposefulness. Hold is that refining quality of acknowledging what is and being able to refine who I am and my purpose to fit the situation. Lots of empathy. So left. Ra. And then I'm going to stay this time one more on the left side for Yesod, which is the center, the genitals, and also the tongue. Place of communication and intimate contact and intimacy and connection, deep connection. Left. And Malchut's also centered, but I'm going to start on the right this time. Malchut, God's presence, and also manifestation, and having a sense of sovereignty within ourselves in terms of how we act in the world. Resh with the right starting. And now, knees slightly bent, hanging from the string, just receiving Hashem's breath, the receptive place in Malchut, of being totally present where I am, and feeling God's presence with me. Okay, so it is here in Israel, it is the 8th of Sivan, and the second day moves through the night into tomorrow, and that's the 9th of Sivan, and into the morning hours. And so this whole day is in process right now, whereas the counting of the first day was the end of the process. And I just want to make a note that the 40 days that God was giving Moshe teachings was a full 40 days. So it ends in the morning, or up until noon, I think, of the 17th of Tammuz. And for the Israelites, they were counting more in the traditional Hebrew way of night and then day, so that Moses goes up on the 7th, so therefore the night of the 8th and the day of the 8th are the second day already. So they get a little bit off in their counting of when they expected him to come back. So all of us have this time where we're in process, and it's actually acknowledged when you have a birthday. It's the end of that year, and you say, I'm a certain age, like I'm 79, but I'm into my 80th year. And the psalm that I recite in honor of that is the 80th psalm, Psalm 80, not Psalm 79. So we acknowledge this process part of something new emerging as we encounter each day. And the 40 days of blessing, I think, are finding how we can keep facing and acknowledging the new and recognize gifts of God. Everything is a gift of Hashem, and everything has a blessing in it, even though sometimes it's very hard to see. So I bless you that you may give and receive many blessings today. Notice many blessings today as you go through your day. And open up like Keter, have your crown open enough to receive what Hashem, the light Hashem is surrounding us with all the time, according to our capacity as a vessel. Many blessings.